Hello, I'm Dr. Emily Cross with the Purina Institute. We are very excited to bring this new resource to veterinary healthcare practitioners' toolboxes, the Purina Institute Handbook of Canine and Feline Clinical Nutrition. Our mission is really to help veterinary healthcare professionals put the power of nutrition into practice. And we do that in a few ways, certainly by sharing breakthrough innovations in the area of nutrition, but also by trying to help facilitate nutrition conversations. And also important to note that we do this really solely focused on the science and not on products or product claims. Now we have an amazing group of experts here today to talk to us more about this handbook and nutrition conversations. Dr. Andy Sparks, a board-certified internal medicine specialist and independent veterinary consultant in the UK. Dr. Catherine Lennox, a board-certified veterinary nutritionist on the publication and education team at the Purina Institute. Dr. Ronald Corby, board-certified veterinary nutritionist who is at the Utrecht University in the Netherlands. Dr. Lindsay Bullen, another board-certified veterinary nutritionist who practices at the Friendship Animal Hospital. And then Dr. Michael Lappin, who is a board-certified veterinary internal medicine specialist at the Colorado State University.
When we were trying to put this book together, I think there are three things that stood out to me. Firstly, it's global in its perspective, it is focused, and it is practical. What we intended from the start was that we would have an international group of authors and indeed co-editors. We also knew this needed to be focused, so each chapter is relatively short, it's concise. Now that's difficult for us as specialists to condense down that information and make it short, but I think we've done a really good job actually in having each chapter really quite short and condensed. And it's also practical, so within each chapter, whether we're looking at a disease or a condition or whatever, there's a good overview of what we're dealing with, but then it focuses in on the nutritional implications and what we need to talk to owners about in terms of nutritional recommendations and changes.
We really challenged authors to be concise in their text, but also to put in visuals. So we have at least 2 in each chapter and 1 in each practical tool. And that helps, of course, visual learners to easily go through the book, but also veterinary healthcare teams, they don't want to read a lot of text, so they usually go to the visuals. So we also ask the authors to put the most important things in a visual. So the chapter starts with highlights, and it also has a unique feature in the sense that there are communication tips, because starting the conversation or having the conversation is regarded to be difficult. So the communication tip is really helpful as well, which is also a visual. So this book is really unique in several aspects. We implemented some chapters which are not easily available usually within nutrition textbooks. So for instance, taking a team approach to nutrition or communicating with clients about nutrition to promote compliance.
You don't need to be a nutritionist to speak about nutrition, which is great, but nutrition is one of those things that should really be assessed at every visit for every patient, and it's so important in the management of different clinical conditions and different scenarios of different disease conditions. So having a resource like this where we can facilitate nutrition conversations, I think is really going to be beneficial.
When it comes to this book, we very clearly had the veterinary healthcare team in primary care practice as the target audience for this book. That's who we're trying to address. Vets in the front line, veterinary technicians, veterinary nurses, and students as well, I think will find this book really helpful.
We want this book to be available to everybody in the veterinary field. So I think this really will serve as a great resource in veterinary teams' toolboxes to provide enough information to facilitate those conversations that need to happen, but also not be so overwhelming that we have too much information that you can't apply in an appointment.
I truly feel that there are so many applications for this handbook. Each of the chapters are very succinct, they're to the point, and the communication tips in every single chapter are so key to help build the confidence and provide those little tips and tricks that our students, our technicians, even ourselves can employ while we're getting the information that we need.
It's so amazing to hear you all talking so far about how to use this practical, concise handbook. But all those veterinarians and veterinary technicians, they're coming from vet school first, right? And so this is such a great opportunity to have a new resource to help us get the veterinarians of the future ready to actually answer those questions, maybe engage those clients better. This will immediately become our resource for those students in the first year. So just a fantastic resource for our training program, and very excited to launch it in the fall course.
If you would like to sign up for Purina Institute Scientific Communications, then this ebook will be our free gift to you. Thank you so much for your time and attention today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.